Howdy folks. This morning, this is the soap of the day. Has a wonderful scent. It is a very, wonderful scent. It's a very soft soap. It does not take much. That's how soft it is. Comes in a glass container. This is 8.5 ounces. 250 milliliters. From Italian Barber, RazoRock. I've used this before. It's great soap. Smells great. Got the matching aftershave to go right along with it. Humphrey's Witch Hazel. Of course, I've got the trusty alum block with rubber band. Off camera, I'll be using Cermo beard balm, and that's what it looks like, and it's a spearmint scent to it. The brush of the day. Had it soaking in some water. I just do that. It's a synthetic monster brush. Don't necessarily have to do that with synthetic. It's just a habit that I continue on with my brush, even though it is synthetic. And I have in my bowl there one with ridges. It's not a smooth bottom, in other words. And I usually already have this lathered up. I did go ahead and put hot towel to the face. Took the bloom water from it and applied it to the face. And just applying it to the face, you can see I probably could have started working up the lather right there on my face with the bloom water. It doesn't take very long for this soap to start to lather up. I typically already have this done. Thought today I would do it a little bit different to maybe have some sort of an idea what it may look like when I'm I guess you might say trying to speed things up, so it is a little bit messier than normal. Not that it's not messy sometimes, because usually the lather, it does have a tendency to jump out of the bowl everywhere. That's all the longer it took to get this. And like I said, just a little messy. But I don't know, to me, that's and it may not be for all folks, but I know for me, that's part of the fun of doing this kind of shave is it's alright to be a little messy. At least that's the way I look at it. I have a towel that's folded up in front of me, using the Feather Artist Club SS Camisori style. This will be the 6th use on this blade. Here's my mug that I'm using that has the warm water in it. That's yes, the 6th use, and it's still blade's still holding up really nice. On the supers, I usually end up with about 10. I can usually get about 10 uses out of it. And these blades are the Feather Professionals. I'll reach over and grab the dispenser so you can see what it looks like. It's, for me, when I got it on Amazon, and the box it comes in is all Japanese lettering. I say all, most of it is. Well, no, yeah, it does say Feather on there. I was going to say that, thought I remember there might be a word on there that was in English. This is really creamy. Smooth, smells great. It's a little bit more expensive than most of their line, but you're also getting 8.5 ounces, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. And this smells, the scent on this is just great. I'd have to say that was one of the first things I noticed is the scent is just, it's just lovely. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start with the first pass with the grain. This midweek shave, a little tired. For me, I'm in the Central Time Zone, and yesterday was Election Day. I guess around my time, 2 o'clock, I guess it was, right around the 2 o'clock time frame, 2:30, when Trump gave his speech. And my wife was still up. She got me up so I could hear part of it. There was somebody had set up a rather simple map showing who was getting what state and the progress of each state. So by 10 o'clock I'd already had a pretty good guess going based on the information off of that map. It didn't go exactly like I thought it would based on that information, but close enough where it looked like Trump was going to be able to pull it off. Which is, if you pay attention to much of the mainstream reporting, it didn't look like he was going to be able to do it, or it looked like he was already dead in the water. I don't know. Depends, I guess, on how you personally want to look at it. Cubs pulling off a win. Maybe that should have been the telltale sign. Things are changing. Well, I know not everybody can buy every soap that they want. So if you don't have this one, yeah, it is a nice soap. I really like this one. I think they got another one that's called Dead Sea. Something I might think about getting. I got plenty of soap though. And if you couldn't tell, it's got plenty of slickness too. Sometimes it's really hard to tell a person just how well the shave is going. This scent, you still smell it. This really is a nice scent. And I have no idea how they come up with these scents. Active imagination. I don't know, but this is really nice. It's got to be a lot of work. I mean, not only to come up with the scent for the soap, then the splash also. this came by the way of Jammin' G.I. James in a drawing he had. I don't have nowhere near the subscribers that he has, but he's been doing it a lot longer than I have too. He's a really nice guy. If you haven't seen any of his videos, you gotta stop and at least watch one of them. Him and Steve Walker, both of them, I enjoy watching their videos. Alright, pass number 2 against the green. I normally do 2.5 pass, just depending on what I feel of the day. In other words, when I rinse with the water, I feel around, see how it feels to me. If it feels fine to me, that's where I stop. I guess you might say it's referred to as a sociable, acceptable shave. It's too early. I didn't get enough rest. Yeah, so time-wise, yeah, it's 4:32 in the morning. Yeah, it feels great. Blade is still doing well. Nice. Nice to be able to get that many shaves out of a blade. I'm not sure how many people are keeping up. Probably depends on what circle you travel in, or circles. For instance, as it goes for wet shaving groups, both on Facebook and Google Plus. Don the Navy Goat, he's got a Persona 74 he's been working on. See how many shaves he can get out of a blade. He's always got good postings. Good, I should say, great. Seems to know an awful lot about vintage razors, as well as the blades. The feedback on against the grain is pretty good on this. Not quite like if you've ever used a gem razor. Gem, you can get quite a bit of feedback on one of those razors. It's a good shave this morning, even though I still feel like I'm half asleep. 4:30 in the morning. After being up another hour. Kind of happens on the election, huh? Especially on a close one like this. In my books, it was close. It was not cut and dry. Didn't feel confident that Trump was going to be able to pull it off. Kind of felt like it was going to be a very close one. And to me, this is close. That's the way I view it. I guess it's because another way of looking at it, it was not, how can you say, well at hand by the time I was ready to go to bed. Oh, I normally go to sleep right around 9, 10 o'clock. Getting up at 4 in the morning, it does, yeah, you gotta get some rest. Not as young as I used to be, where it wasn't quite so bad. Where I get 4 hours of sleep and be just fine. I'm not quite like that anymore. Yeah, this is a pretty good shave. Really enjoyed this scent. This is if you're thinking about getting it, if I remember right, it's not always in stock. I haven't looked here recently to see if he still got it in stock or not. Got my usual redness there. It'll go away, but it's yeah, that's normal for me. Rather typical. Humphrey's witch hazel. If you hadn't seen it, I mentioned it in another video where myself, I cannot tell the difference in between this witch hazel and the witch hazel I was using, which was, well, I still have it. It's not that I'm just not using it in this one here. When this one here runs out, I might go back to it for a little while. Dickinson's, I usually get it at Walmart. I can't tell the difference in between them, to be honest with you. And Humphrey's is somewhat more expensive too. Aftershave RazoRock. It comes in a glass container, metal cap. That's about the size of the restrictor there. That makes a difference to anybody. In other words, it's just not open. Really like this scent. Consider myself fortunate to win this one. Because to be honest with you, I don't know that I would have bought it. Because, you know, in other words, not being able to, that's one of the drawbacks of not being able to go into a store. And in other words, if I'd been in a brick and mortar and smelled this, yeah, I would have bought it. But it's kind of hard to do that through the computer. You just have to base it off of somebody else's opinion. Alright, going back on over what I shaved with today was a Feather Shavette Artist Club SS. This was the 6th use on the blade. The box that it comes in looked like this. Like I said, oh, there's the English word feather. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of English on here. And the dispenser itself, that's what it looks like. I started out with this Feather Shavette using the Feather Supers. Whipped it up with a RazoRock Monster brush. Still got plenty lather. But don't drop the bowl. Here's the soap. 8.5 ounce container, glass. And like I said, you know, I'm going to be using my caramel beer balm off the camera there. So everybody, hope everybody stays safe. Travel, be careful, because there's probably going to be a few more people blurry-eyed this morning. And smooth shaves to you.